So dynamic memory allocation in C. So how we can allocate dynamic memory allocation in C program? So for that purpose, we people are required pointer. So we can use pointer. With the help of that pointer, we'll find some function. First function is malloc, which is used for memory allocation to a single block of element. Then we'll use calloc. Calloc is used to allocate memory to multiple elements at the same time. Then we use reallocation. So why we require this? Maybe like at uh, at runtime we need more element in character in integer anywhere. So in this case we can use this reallocation. So now see, for example, we'll have a character array, and in this character array we are going to input a string. So what should be the size of that string if we don't know, like at starting level, if we don't know what is the size of that string? So maybe we are going to declare that character array like this character name 10. So like some people have their name, complete name, first name, last name in 10 character, but some of them does not have in 10 character limit. So in this case, what we required? We required more memory, but it is not possible because this is a static memory declaration. That is a static memory declaration. So we required a dynamic memory. In this case, we can use first function, which is malloc. So malloc is also what is malloc? Malloc is used to allocate memory at runtime. Okay, it means that whenever you are going to execute your program, that will provide you memory. Okay, in what parameter? Like what should be the size? That size is bytes. That will provide you memory in bytes. For example, if you'll call malloc 10, so that will give you 10 bytes. So that 10 bytes depends upon you. You can use as a character, you can use as integer, but whatever you are going to use, that you need to define as a type. In which header file it is stored? This is stored in stdlib. This header file, everything is stored. Now, for example, we'll have a character name. Okay, and now we required something at a runtime. So we can see this in practical way. Okay, that how we can implement this. Yeah. So I'm just going to start with hash include stdio.h first header file. Then we required hash include conio.h because we people are working on turbo C. Otherwise, you can, I mean, this header file is not required. Conio.h, stdlib.h. This header file we required. Now we'll have void main. And inside this, I'm going with character name. So I'll provide size 10. Okay. And now see, because we are talking about a dynamic memory allocation, so we need to use a pointer variable as well. So for example, I'm just using a variable a. And now we are going to use a function of string. So in this case, we require another header file, which is string.h. Looks fine. Now what we can do, we can use function of a string str copy. Okay, and in this, what is my array? My array is name, and there I'm just going to put hi from C. Okay, this is the name. All right, looks fine. Now I want to allocate memory to this. Okay, to A. A is my variable. Now I want to allocate memory. So we are going to allocate memory for character. So we need to use character. If A will be an integer, so you need to define integer here. Now our function, that function is malloc, which is used for the memory allocation. And after this, we need to provide the size. For example, I'm going to allocate 20 block. Okay, and see 22 size of this function we are going to use. That will gives you size of the respective data type. Okay, so there memory is allocated to this variable A. Okay, so we can check memory is allocated or not. So if a double equals to null, we'll have this fixed variable. So what we can do, we can printf memory not allocated, right? We can close this if, else we can printf memory is allocated. Okay, now we can use get ch to hold output screen. We can close this and we can type clrscr clear screen. Looks fine. Any error? No error. Memory is allocated. So that's what we'll get on console. It means memory is allocated. So you people can check it this way. /t. So memory is allocated. Okay. That is not. Oh, no problem. No problem. So see, we are getting memory is allocated. It means A works fine for us. Now what we can do, we can remove this, or you can work on the else part if you want. But now I'm just going to copy something. String copy. So copy is used to provide something, okay, and anything to this variable. Now what is my variable? My variable is a, okay, and in this I'm just going to copy anything I from C programming to test, sorry, to test pointer. All right, works fine. Now how we can test? Simple printf %d first. Okay, we supposed to print character value, so we need to use %s. What is the name? So name is in name, right? Next we'll have the address. So printf, we can check address equals to %s, any variable. We can go with this. Okay, we can type /n, 1 second, /n /t /t. All right, and there we can type a. Looks fine. We can run this code, no error. Okay. Name equals to hi from C, and then address equals to hi from C programming to test pointer. That code works perfectly fine for this malloc function. So see what we see, that we assigned and printed the name as we used, right? Whatever we had used. And after that, we put some character value in address and then we execute it, right? So code seems fine. All right. So this is about the malloc function. Now see, we can use this for integer if you want. So what you people can do, you people can try this with integer, or that will not take more time. 1 second. So I can put this in comment, right? This section, and there I can implement the integer related stuff, that how integer works in this. Okay, so we'll have integer n comma I comma pointer a. All right, now see there, what is n? In n I'm going to ask that how many elements we have. So printf enter your range or your limit or anything, that how many numbers you want. So that works. Scanf %d, sorry, comma ampersand of n. So see there I'll get range. Rest code will be same. There I'm going to allocate memory to a. So a equals to, as I'll tell you, we need to use integer pointer, then the same function which is malloc, and then we are going to use n multiply by size of integer. So this should be the size of integer. Now see, we can test in the same way. If A double equals to null, it means what message we'll get? Memory is not allocated. That I can copy. 1 second. Okay, that I had removed. Over. So printf allocated. Okay. Simply I'm going to type allocated. This is a string, you can type anything. Else we can type not allocated. Okay. Printf not allocated. See, that will not going to execute. Okay, looks fine. We can close the if, else, and then enter your range. Okay, no problem. 3 not allocated. All right. So why this memory is not allocated? A double equals to null. Something we are missing in this? I don't think so. A equals to, okay, integer asterisk malloc n into size of integer. Looks fine. A double equals to null, printf allocated. Else we are getting not allocated. That should be allocated. Why it is not allocating memory? Up to date. Okay. One second. We can change this to C, this to C, this to C. Seems fine. 6 still not allocated. Why that is printing? Okay. No. यहाँ तक का remove. All right. Now see, now what we can do, we can go for the for loop. Okay, and in this for loop I'm going to declare integer I equals to 0, I should be less than n semicolon I plus plus. All right, now we need to perform the scanf. Okay, so that scanf should be again an integer value, and there we are going to scan a integer, right? So if we are going to allocate multiple block to this variable a, so with this a variable we need to like, see, if we are going to behave this like an array, so we need to provide a respective index, so that index will be provided in this way, right? So that works fine. All right, so now what we can do, we can print that section. So same loop we can type, 1 second, scanf, yep, for integer I equals to 0 semicolon I should be less than n semicolon I plus plus, and there we can printf the same thing. See, because a is a single variable, guys, so we cannot behave like a for as an array. That is not possible. Slash n comma bracket, this should be a pointer, p a plus I, right? Should seems fine. All right, yep, that code seems fine. So range is there, memory is there, perfect. See, in case of anything, like if memory is not allocated, so we'll get a warning or we'll get nothing as an output. So we can check, okay, error, multiple declaration for I. Okay, this is C program, and even this is turbo C. right? So what we can do, okay, I is already there, no problem. We had already declared I. All right. So enter range, that is 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll get this as an output. What I can do, 1 second, is scanf, that is not a problem. And we are going to print that, we'll give a /t gap. Okay, so range is, for example, 4, 3, 5, 7, 9. This is the output. It means this malloc works fine for us, right? Now, in the same way, we'll have that second method, which is known as Calloc. So what is the use of Calloc? See, if you want to allocate more block at the same time, right? So we can use this Calloc function. So Calloc function is also used to allocate the memory. Okay, but that will use to allocate memory to multiple blocks at the same time. Behavior working, everything remains same as in Calloc. See, there is no change, right? 1 second. Let me show you that implementation. Yep. But the memory should allocate for multiple variable at the same time. Right? This is the use of Calloc. That's it, nothing else. Calloc is used to allocate memory for the multiple blocks. Okay. Now see, this code seems same. Okay, we'll get error too few parameters. It means we are missing a parameter. So that is integer asterisk. All right. Calloc and 1 second, guys. There we require this comma. Okay. Whenever we are going to discuss about the malloc, so malloc, see, as I'll tell you, malloc is allocate memory depend upon this variable. Okay, so whatever you are going to pass in this. So I see what we are passing. We people are passing malloc and multiply by size of integer. What is the size of integer? 2. It means that will, if you look for 4 variables, so that will give you 8 byte multiplying by 2. But this is Calloc. So there, once you'll type n, now what is the size? So that will automatically catch this value. Okay, so we are going to work for this number. 1 second, for this range. So we do not require multiplications, right? This should be the perfect parameter. No error on that. Range 5 element 21 33 55 40. This is the output. So the only changes is there that there you can allocate memory to multiple block, okay, at the same time. So that we people can use for character type array if we want. Okay, now we'll have the third method. What is the third method? Third method is known as reallocation. So reallocate. Everything is same. Okay, like everything is same as we did in Calloc or in Malloc. The only change is if you required more block at a runtime. So in this case, we can use this reallocation. Syntax, everything is same. Like if you'll go for the integer, so you can type integer asterisk reallocate. Okay, and whatever be your variable like n comma. Now there you can see, there you can provide this. Now see, one change there, we required a pointer variable, and there we required that how many blocks you want to allocate. Okay, like 20 blocks, 30 blocks, whatever, new size. Okay, this should be the new size. So in this section we will find the new size. Okay, and there this is the pointer. So it means that will allocate again a new memory. Okay, so more or less memory than required. Then we can change the size of previous allocated. So that is used to change the size of previous allocated memory. Right. This is the use of reallocation. Calloc will give you multiple memory blocks. Reallocation will change the size of previous allocated block. Okay, previous allocated now. So we can test this. Yes. Okay. So what we can do now, we can put this in comment, the complete code. All right. Yep, seems fine. Okay. So for example, I'll have a character type array A. Okay, and in this, I'll have two variable p comma q. Okay, now see, I'll fix the size of p to 10. I'll fix the size of q to 20. These are the two variables. Initially, I'm going to allocate memory to this character array for 10 size. So character multiply, this symbol is pointer allocate. So reallocate, I just want to reallocate a memory, or one second. First, we can call malloc. Okay, why we are going to call this at initial state? So we can call malloc first. After that, we can reallocate. So see, ideally malloc required a number. This is character. So I'm just going to provide a 10 character. That works fine. Okay. Now I can copy a string. What is my character type array? That is A. And there I'm just going to type hi from C. Program. Okay. So there I'll have a 10 size. So that 10 size is allocated to A, and in this A we can find this content. But hold on. At runtime, I think that this variable required more space because that is not enough. So what we can do, we can reallocate this by using that reallocate block. Okay. And in this reallocation, what we can do, what is my array? See, to whom I'm going to reallocate? To my array. Okay, sorry, my pointer. And which variable I want to allocate? Now q. At earlier the memory was 10. At this time memory was 10. And this time this memory updated to 20. So see, that is a new size. Now we can call this method, that is a string concatenation. We'll have A, and there developed in C. Okay, anything you can type, right? Or what I can do, I can remove the space. Otherwise that space will count. I from C program. All right. Now we can print this and we can test, like if we'll get our output, it means that code works fine for us. Percentile S, because we don't want for loop, so we can put this. A seems fine. Any error? No error. We can run this. Okay, hi from C pro. Okay, okay. See what we are getting as an output. If you'll notice, hi from C pro. Okay, and after that developed in C. Why we are not getting this complete program? You know why? Because see, what is the size? Just count from high 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the size which we are allocating, that is 10. That's why we are not getting everything. So what, either you need to increase your size or you need to work with reallocation. That's why I typed this as an extra, because we are not getting this as an output, the gram. So if you require this gram, so you need to either at starting, you need to increase the size to 13, 14, whatever you want, right? Otherwise, you need to reallocate it at a runtime. Okay, so we can test this. Now we are getting hi from C program in developed in C, whatever. See, that is, this is concatenation, right? So this is about the Calloc, Malloc, and reallocation. So that's it from my guys. That's it from my side, huh? Thank you.